Let's go ahead and take a look at the ships. First off, we have the Mazator. I think that's how you pronounce that. A Pyramidian being piloted by Eldon Ningle. On the front, we have Hades Echidna, Portside, Flamethrower, and Flare. They're also running the Valentine, a Mobula, being piloted by Log Halley. Piloting, we have... I already said that. Up top, we have the Mercury. On the wings, we have a Flare and an Artemis. On the lower deck, Echidna and Artemis.
And then for the blue team, there's the Solus Ortum, a Pyramidian piloted by
We need to rush through this a little bit.
Piloted by Hillerton, and that is Hades Flak with Artemis and Flare Gun. And to wrap things up for this first match, it is the Lib QT, and that is Artemis Hades with Banshee and Flare Gun.
Right now, the Mazator landing some really nice shots. Valentine also firing in on him, not having too much trouble, and the Lib QT going to drop very quickly to the combined might of these two ships. Two Artemis, a Flak, and a Hades, just way too much for a single Pyrrha to deal with.
Yeah, the Valentine has got this really interesting loadout where they've got the Artemis is on the top deck on the right and the lower deck on the left for pressure, and then once the hull breaks, the engineer is able to drop down to the lower flak and do some serious permanent hull damage. I assume is the strategy behind that, and that's pretty interesting, and that's not something we see very common.
Yeah, I think it also works well with the engineering. There are reasons for having one Artemis on the top deck, one Artemis on the lower. It allows you to you have to have, I'd say in general, one of them on the top deck for efficiency purposes. But being able to have one person either on the balloon or the hull, closer, is a pretty huge boon to the Mobula, which is so difficult to repair.
Yeah, and then also by having the weapon you want to use primarily on the top and the one that is more situational on the bottom, it's much easier to jump up from the top weapon down to the lower weapon than it is to, from the lower weapon, climb that ladder and move on over to the top weapon.
Yeah, part of this issue is from the fact they wanted to bring a flare really badly. I don't see why. I mean, the La Mazator has a flare gun.
It's a cloudy map, but you really only need one flare per team if you really coordinate those strikes.
We've seen people flare like every angle but the one the enemy is coming in from. Not terribly commonly, but...
Yeah, but...
I guess they figure they're not going to be doing much beyond... I mean, the Mercury is enough armor shred. They don't need a Gatling or anything.
That's fair, but usually a Mobula has Carronade Flamer. We usually see them bring on the bottom decks or, kitty corner to each other in order for that close range to sort of really defend itself.
Well, the Valentine is making good use of those flares, though, throwing them in the clouds, making sure that or just allowing vision on the Solus Ortum and Lib QT. You can see they're revealed right now in the clouds. Mercury firing off.
Yeah, so we can see the two Pyramidians very easily, but the Valentine and the La Mazator are in clouds that are not flared, so they're much more difficult to see. Even if they are spotted, it's more difficult for the gunners to see exactly where their shots are landing relative to the ship.
Definitely. Solus Ortum right now, moving forward, still illuminated by flares. That's one of the nice things about having the flare gun on the Mobula, is you don't have to turn a Pyramidian in order to get a flare out. It's just a convenience thing.
Yeah, but... Oh, excuse me. The flares do have the best arcs in this game, so it's not like you gotta turn it far.
Yeah. Maybe it's just coordination they don't want.
Yeah, Valentine is loose. Oh, there it goes. Lib QT has also lost hull for a moment there, was able to get it up fairly quick. The explosives are not coming in very heavily on the Valentine. Probably going to be able to get their hull back up here. Maybe, maybe not. There it is.
Armor's up, and they drop fast. Burning chute vent, even.
Dropping entirely out of arcs. Even that Artemis, which has that wonderful lower arc, Solus Ortum, has dropped also to intercept, and a ram does connect. Oh, wow. Almost nicked him.
Wow.
Oh, Artemis. Oh, that was beautiful.
That was gorgeous. That was the Artemis on the port side.
On the side of the weapon, the weapon on the side of the ship. The engineer ran over, grabbed that, and got that finishing shot.
Oh, Lib QT definitely going to go down here.
Yeah.
La Mazator just needs one more armor break, and that's going to be it. Whoopsie daisy. There we go.
Solus Ortum here to help, but not enough. Sure, not soon enough. And it is Hades Flak v Hades Flak. Closer to Red Spawn.
Closer to Red Spawn, La Mazator is very low on hull, but as we know with the Echidna, Hull value doesn't matter quite so much because the DPS on this weapon is so unbelievably high.
Yeah, back before it had arming time, it used to be even stronger and had a smaller clip, and you could pretty much down ships with 4 or 5 shots.
Yeah,
It was ugly.
I recall that.
Oh, damn. It was ugly back
There we
then.
go.
And there goes
Armor
the whole
down.
Flax Star connecting. La Mazzator is one short of death, but those Hades might be able to finish him off. Not quite.
Not quite. I lied actually. That was before my time. I do remember. I came right around the time of the Gat
Marinade?
mortar being
Gat
crazy.
mortar.
I was thinking of the mortar, not the
Anyway,
Echidna.
La Mazzator is about to go down here to sustained fire. One Artemis, one Hades, whatever, will be finished. Oh, they got that up quick.
Yeah, they're
Very
tanking
nice
right
play.
now, but that's not going to save them. There they go.
Solus Ortum, in the meantime, has been taking some nasty shots from the Valentine. Their hull hanging on by a thread goes down. Flax connecting, but not quick enough.
Oh, so close. Now the Valentine's armor is gone, but the Valentine is doing quite a number to the Solus Ortum. LibQT does have that Artemis, not quite able to finish off the Valentine fast enough. Solus Ortum's Echidnas were late, and now they're trying to deal with it, but they have Lesmok loaded into that Hades. That is not what you want for this close range. Solus Ortum may go down. No, Valentine going to get taken out with the help of the LibQT just in time.
Yeah, that 2v1, I mean, literally doubles the firepower you get on a ship. So they were able to just, brute force their way through that one with superior firepower with, twice the ships.
Yeah, this is one of the big disadvantages of a Mobula. If you get aggressive and you lose your ally, you are stuck way out in the open and you can't really retreat. You can dodge. The Mobula is a great duelist, but when it comes to retreating from just a really bad situation, there's not a whole lot you can do.
Yeah, and that's just the way things are. Red team has spawned in. Blue team, knowing that they only need one more engagement to win this, are charging. LibQT taking the brunt of the damage, which is definitely good for the blue team, as that is the ship with more overall health. Valentine is their target of focus fire. Hull just got malleted, so it's doing a little bit better now, but the ram will
Oh!
there it goes. Oh, it dropped a moment before, and it took out a lot of their ring in. One more shot.
There we
There
go.
it goes. And now both of these ships can turn on the Mazzator. Will they be able to finish it off before that Mobula can spawn back in? The respawn timer is ticking.
Lamazzator backing up hard. Hades landing fairly well. Artemis going out, not going for the engines, just going for the weapons so they can continue this approach. But not really
Yeah.
landing at all. What do they
Mazzator's
have
got
loaded?
with their current course, they've got a lot of room to back up.
Looks
So-
like... Hold on, ATAC... Okay, yeah, the Artemis was coming out from LibQT. Valentine spawns in from behind, but spawns low.
Yeah, there's nothing that they could control about their altitude of spawn. And that Mobile can get up there quickly, but all the crew have to get into their positions as they all spawn in the same... And that
Oh,
costs precious
Echidna.
seconds. It's got seconds that the Mazzator just does not have right now as these ships slowly inch further away from their ally.
Mazzator losing armor, losing hull, and the Echidna will pick up the kill.
Yeah.
That's going to be that for game number 1.
We've got 2 more in the match. This is a best of 3 tournament, so that is not the last we are seeing of these teams. There's at least 1 more game, perhaps 2, if 404 can manage to get a foothold here on the Riders and keep it.